Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Very Sky Readely's video blog. In this edition, we're going to talk about pandemic prepping for the second wave of coronavirus and what you could do if you get a second stimulus, if maybe, and what you should do with it if it's $600, $1,200, or $2,000. First, pay your bills if you owe any. Otherwise, if you're one of those people on benefits who's demanding a second stimulus because you think you're entitled to it, then you might want to pay attention to this video because, frankly, I'm going to tell you, to the people that don't listen, maybe you need to get your head out of your butt because, frankly, here's how I see it. First stimulus went. So many people wasted it. People are now complaining. The economy is stabilizing, and a lot of people are going out and getting sick. Last count I read was 72,000 people sick. Now, you guys could sit there and say, I must be one cold-hearted biznatch. Well, it goes like this. When the pandemic started, and they started talking about stimulus checks, I didn't hear about it till into March. And then it was all about how to get your checks and who's going to get checks and, But Pelosi stated then to make sure that everyone who got a check got a check, made sure that bills were paid and stuff was paid. Because they didn't do it. They could have given us stimulus checks and the other stimulus checks, but they didn't, the other bailout monies, because, those were for other things, medical help, this, that, and the other, and then things happened and things fell apart, and then we got our checks. And then now people got their lips wet. They want another stimulus check. And now people are like, oh, I need a stimulus check. I need to go buy some crap. And I say crap, as in garbage. What you need to do in this stimulus update is to prep. If you do get another check, heed my warning, because the second wave might shut down the stores. And then you aren't going to be able to get anything. If it isn't, and you go out and you take your money and you buy trips or goodies or whatever you want, and then the entire economy tanks, jobs get shut down, stores get shut down, everything gets shut down, and the virus spreads worse. Heed my warning. Prepare. And I'm going to give you some some ideas to prepare. First of all, always keep, if you have a low immune system like me, orange juice on hand. Orange juice. I got plenty of OJ, and I got more coming. Another ideas. I always keep Chef Boyardee ravioli. A couple cans of that makes a good meal. 2 cans makes a meal. Also, soups. Always keep canned soups. Another thing to always stockpile if you have pets, dog food. I got 3 33-pound dogs. My dog doesn't eat a lot of food, so this will last us a while. Make sure you have the storage thing. For other issues, bunny food. I have a bunny. Little guy gets pellets and hay. And treats. Always make sure to have pellets and hay for Boon Boon. Hi. He's adorable, isn't he? He's a little Dutch dwarf. So, keep soda on hand, which you don't really need. And most stockpile food. We have that soda on hand. I got plenty of soda just in case. Some days I don't drink any, some days I do. Keep wanting to know what happens if I open this. Will the can explode? Just have Chloe open and see what happens, because I don't know. So, anyways, what you need to do is, if you get a second stimulus, not spend it foolishly and prepare for the second wave. The pandemic's getting worse. The numbers are not going down. They're going up. Everyone wants to party, get drunk, have a blast. They don't care. All they care about is doing what they want. Currently, let me look. So we just topped 137,000 dead since I last looked. Currently, we have 56,000 people. The numbers aren't good. And we're only in 30 hours. That tells you right there what you need to know. So, what you need to do in the pandemic is to prepare. Don't be one of these people that get a stimulus check and go, oh yeah, I got six stimulus, oh yeah, I bought me this and this and this, and all of a sudden you're going hungry. Prepare. Every dime that we get, we're putting towards supplies right now because pandemic ain't going to go anytime soon. Pandemic has just started. This pandemic is going to get you a lot. And that is why I'm here to tell you, prepare. Don't just stockpile canned goods. Get peanut butter. Make sure you get a bread maker. I got one coming, by the way, so I can make bread at home. Another perk so I don't have to go buy bread to get sourdough starter and stuff and make it at home. One of those things that my moderator Pee-wee didn't recommend. I wish she did. I would have went and got a bread maker sooner. I give her the credit anyways because they gave me the idea with my little my dishwasher right there in the corner. And I got to get a microwave, but that's beside the point. So I can have my coffee when I want it. So, stockpile. If you have a chest freezer, we have one coming. It isn't coming until December, thanks to everyone buying freezers now for this pandemic. Stockpile meat. In here, we have 55 pounds of lamb. In there, we have 160 pounds of lamb, plus some Salisbury steaks. In here, we have food. Use what you need. Keep the rest frozen. It's always good. Canned goods, like I said. We keep tuna on hand. We have grilling beans. Not just one can of grilling beans. A pallet of grilling beans. We also keep a few cans of cheese sauce, just in case. Chips, plenty of those. Dip, plenty of those. Another commodity that I highly recommend, I got a bag coming in it because I tried it out, is 55-pound bag of powdered milk. This is just a small can. I got 11 more of these. Powdered milk. It'll make you 1 gallon of milk if you use 4.5 cups of powder, which will save you a lot of time at going to the grocery store when you need milk. So, like here, I have a gallon pitcher of milk, and I use this for when I want it. Stir it up every time you want to drink it so you make sure the powder is dissolved because it is powdered milk. And once you do that, you can use it for baking and anything else. Tastes a little different than homogenized milk, but that's because it's a higher milk fat and it's more different taste. You got to acquire it. Now, on emergency pretense, this stuff will really do you good. As long as you have water, you can mix it up anywhere you go. You can mix up a gallon and so anyways, I wanted to say that with you all that if you guys are watching, you need to make sure you have the supplies you need to handle this pandemic, because if you spend money foolishly, then you're in trouble. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, you must be spending money foolishly. 55-pound bag of milk powder? No. 55 pounds makes 47 gallons of milk. That can last me a while. As long as you don't need to go to the store and you can hunker down, you can live in your home. Exercise, that's another thing you want. If you're going outside and you have a bicycle, use it. If you have a tricycle, use it. If you have a bunny, use it. I'm sorry, you don't ride a bunny. But come here. Let's just show you the little guy. Look at this. Hi. What's It's okay, it's just a dishwasher. Hello, my name's Ebony Bunny. You see? Isn't he cute? He's adorable, isn't he? Come here. This guy means the world to me. My service dog's right there wearing a cone on his head. Hi. There you go, Boo Boo. So basically, another thing you want to stockpile if you have pets hold on one second, food for your pets. Books, always keep books in case you have to read at night or hours out or something. Another thing you always want to prepare for is, and I quote, is, and I quote, is toilet paper, paper towel, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, shaving cream, razors, and dish soap, bar soap. With us, we've prepped for notebooks for writing letters, envelopes, stamps, books to read. Like I said, books are a must if you're going to be stuck. Okay, coffee is a must if you're a coffee drinker. I, of course, am a coffee drinker, so I can't wake up in the morning without my morning Joe. Okay, my morning Joe. Or someone say my morning Jose, but see, my morning Jose, see? Anyways, basically what's going on is simple. The American people need to wake up. Second pandemic happens, you take your stimulus, you waste it, you're going to be hurting. You're going to be hurting so bad. If you get a second stimulus and you think the government's going to bail you out a third time after you spent your money foolishly, you're going to be the ones going hungry. I mean, literally, we got pallets and pallets of toilet paper. We have pallets and pallets of paper towels. We have everything in my office crammed up, ready to go. Ramen noodles, check. Grilling beans, check. Toilet paper, paper towels, check. Canned soup, checks. Juices, check. The other thing that I want to tell you that's a good structure for food, if you're having a hard time with meats, jerky sticks. I keep 4 of these on hand at all times. When we run out, we usually buy more and we get 4 in. Old-fashioned dollar jerky. 4 of these on hand. Other jerky, we all have teriyaki beef sticks, teriyaki $quarter, $half jerkies. I mean, we do everything we can to make sure. Now, I know there's people out there that's like, yeah, well, I need my money because I need it. Yeah, and then there's people that take their money and they spend it on junk or gamble. Now, don't quote me that that's just my opinion. What you do with your money is your business, but I'm trying to prepare you for a second wave. When that wave hits, government might shut down, and then you might not be able to get your commodities. Always prepare. Meat going to be a high commodity too. Toilet paper might be a trading commodity or something else. I mean, we're going to be going to the point where if the store is closed, you have to prepare. Now, I'll give you a few tips that I know, okay? One is what to do. If you make connections, right? If you just go to the grocery store and you plump $1,200 of groceries, my, that's your business. But if you sit there and say, oh, the pandemic's fake, I got my extra $1,200, I'm going to go spend it foolish. And then there's in there, I'm hungry. People are going to be like, what'd you do with your $1,200? Oh, I bought games, I'm so hungry. Can you eat a game? I didn't think so. Me? Prepare for the worst. Literally. You can live on orange juice from time to time. You can live on beef sticks. I mean, literally, you know. The thing is, you must prepare for the worst. Look, prepping is not just about owning a gun, buying all these guns, and buying this. Prepping is about looking around. If you go out and buy these food in a box cans, you know, like like emergency ration food, like freeze-dried food. Some of them taste good, some taste like crap. The ones that taste like crap, don't do it. When they offer you a boatload of oatmeal, you can go down and buy oatmeal, quick oats, cheaper. We got like 3 or 4 of these on hand, just in case. They usually don't age. See? 3 or 4 quick oats, see? And then we have cookies, which I could eat one of these days. Those are mine. I also keep these little Ritz Bit crackers with the little cheese in them in case I'm out and about and I need a quick snack while I'm running around doing errands. So you can always have something, you know, as long as it's quick and simple. Another thing you need to worry about is peanut butter. Crackers, peanut butter, crackers, rice cakes. Rice cakes don't last a long time. Peanut butter, crackers, those will help you out. You know, you just got to make sure you get everything you need and eat it properly. I mean, that is how I see things currently. Currently, I see it that way. And you got to look at the big picture. Big picture is always check expirations too. I mean, when you order stuff, you make sure you order what you need. Like, for example, ranch dressing, 6 bottles, got it. Other seasonings and stuff I got. Garbage bags, plenty. Always make sure that you have what you need so you don't have to go out. Those are things that will slowly run out in commodities. So, if you know you got 6 months or 12 months of garbage bags, focus on your next project, which would be food or shampoo and conditioner or body wash. I mean, we got enough body wash, shampoo, and bar soap for 6 months. So what we're doing is we're waiting around for the second wave. And we're only in with all the TP we got. We don't need to worry. We're just sitting on it and using it as needed. While we're waiting, that puts more money on the emergency funds in case you need to do something for an emergency. Now, I know people sitting and say, well, you know, I need to buy a dishwasher and I need to buy a washing machine. Fine, but when you freaking go hungry and you're basically got not enough food and everyone takes your food and you go to the store and you can't find it, you might be thinking twice. Same goes with that TV. When you guys go and buy that TV and then find out you can't get that TV because that TV's... I mean, literally... Literally, you got to be prepared. Carry books. Get a few books from time to time. Make sure your library's good and stocked for it. Always carry an extra tool or two. Like me, I always carry these. These little knives come in handy. I got a big one somewhere, but this thing has been good. It's got a fish on it, by the way. I like it. And the other one's got a tent. These 3, I have 2. This one here has been through a lot. It says camping. These things do the basics. This one does a lot. For me, this thing has been my go-to for a lot. So, you know, you got your tweezers, you got your this, and you got your that. And I never ever thought that something like this would be my all-purpose turnaround tool for everything. So, anyways, buy a tool like this, maybe buy tools as an emergency. I always carry an extra wine opener. My mother's. Always keep a few tools on hand. If you have the money, I would recommend a basic tool kit if you're just a basic woman needing basic stuff like this. Or if you're a man and you want a bigger tool set, go with the, there's a couple sets online that you can get that's affordable. This does everything a person needs. Except Chloe took the box cutter out again. Anyways, you got everything you need in this handy dandy little box for everyday use. And my big tool set, well, I have those tools. Always keep tools on hand. I thank moderator Pee Wee for this because she sent this to me. It is cute though, color-wise, you know. There. So, comes in this little case. That's all you need, right? Being a woman, that's all you need. Second thing is make sure you have gear for your hobby. Now, I know some people say, oh, well, you know, what about the electricity? What about the electricity? Should we worry about the electricity? Depends. Where I live, someone would steal the generator if we needed a generator. Literally, they'd steal the damn thing. They would steal it and ask questions later. That's what's the funniest thing in the world, you know. They would literally steal the generator. Yeah. So, I need to check on my order because we're supposed to have something delivered today, but never did. See, I'm starting to dislike Amazon, everyone, because they're slow. Like this here, order delayed. This one's running late. And then it doesn't give me the shipping info. Let's just go to UPS and find out where my book is because it's part of a project I'm working on and I actually have to have it by Monday. And if my book isn't here Monday, it's going to royally piss me off. Probably with my luck, once they're Ohio or some state where there's tornadoes or something, you know. But anyways, enough about that. Always make sure you have the right gears and make sure you have everything you need. Also prepare just in case you need a bug out. Keep a tent and a sleeping bag at least. Charlottesville, you gotta be kidding me. 5 days it's been sitting. 5 days. Let's check the tracking number here real quick. Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Just give it to me. I hate this. There we go. So I order it. My book isn't here yet. So Amazon's telling me my book's not coming this week. Yeah. Can you believe that? Yeah, great. They didn't pick it up. I can't believe that. So, anyways, stockpile what you need. Make sure you have your books. Make sure you have your first aid kit, your bug out gear, which is your backpack, your tent, your stuff like that. Make sure you have everything you need. If you have to go with a larger knife, get something that's about 5 to 7 inches. 5 inches is efficient for what you need. You don't need anything bigger unless you want a freaking Bowie knife. It's 9 to 12 inches, and then you got to ask yourself, what are you carrying a knife that big for? Always carry small because they're easier to carry and lighter unless you got a clip and you got a holster to put your knife in. Sometimes the knife doesn't come in handy. Sometimes they do, depending on what you're going to use with. Second thing you need to do is basically make sure to have everything you need entertainment-wise. Besides books, I highly recommend a few DVDs or Blu-rays on format. Or if you know the internet ain't going to waiver, try to get some downloading streams where you can pull up with movies. Now, I can't guarantee if the virus hits. Honestly, what will happen when it comes to um, the power, you know. I mean, literally, you got to ask yourself, how bad is it going to be, you know? Do you need it? You know, that's the thing. People say, yeah, well, I need a stove to cook my food. Well, you got to look at the fact that where you live at. If you basically are looking at what you're looking at, you got to ask yourself, do you need something or don't you need something? That's the question, you know. I, for one, want you to know that if you're going to, um, if you're really going to carry yourself a generator, you have to have the electrical cord for it to plug into whatever you're plugging into is. You got to get permission from, if you're in an apartment complex, to have it as an emergency power source for whatever reason. Now, if you just want to run your treadmill or something, no. If you have oxygen tanks, yeah, you should have one. But problem is you don't want you running a generator, say on the 99th floor of an apartment complex in New York because it's too noisy. But you get the idea. You got to ask yourself, do you need it? Do you have the money for it? And is it well worth it? Me, of course, I would look into whatever you need, you know, and buy, you know, I would do whatever you needed to, you know, and always go and do what you need to, you know, and always stay in your price range, because that is going to be, you know, don't go over your price range, and ask yourself if you truly need something like that, you know. So, I mean, you got to look at it from, you know, so yeah, anyways, like I said, if you really want you know, something for, say, your freezer, that's a different story. You might want to look into something for your freezer or your portable dishwasher, or, you know, and you also got to ask yourself about, um, you know, the, the run time. about the runtime. If you're looking at a generator, you might want to, the runtime. It'll tell you how much it can run, for how long, etc. How much gasoline, you know. So once you know what you're looking for, you can do that easy. I personally think, you want something that's good. So, it depends on how much, what you want to use. So yeah, if you really want, you just got to ask yourself, what you want to do with it, and you can figure it out, So that's one thing that I would literally look into if you really want is a generator, but it also depends on what you need it for and how come you need it. So, for example, if you want to power your TV or something, that's a different story. But it depends also if you need if your TV is portable, which again, one of the best course of actions for stuff that you need in a pandemic is a world band radio, so you can get your news in case the power's out. Just make sure you have extra batteries, which is another thing I highly stockpile. And if you have a TV that's can get digital receiver transmission, one of those portable TVs, carry one of those too, but don't carry something as big as a Bolt because you might go somewhere and you might find something nice, but you might not be able to use it either. So you got to make sure you have what you need. I mean, literally, if you have a TV that gets over-the-air transmissions, then you're good. OTA. Unfortunately, the problem is trying to find one that actually picks up. I highly recommend using Amazon or eBay for a portable television to make sure that you all, uh, get um, your TV. If you're gonna buy a portable TV or world band radio, you might want to, check that out. So, that's weird. Hmm. That is weird. Yep. I'm gonna call him and ask him a question about that. Now, that is really weird, everyone. I'm always checking bank accounts, and yet somehow my balance went way, way up again. It's like the hotel was canceled. I better check on that to make sure, nothing was canceled. So, because they could have canceled it and didn't tell me too. So I will check in with the lady and make sure the charge was put back on there and find out why it disappeared. I might email her too, but anyways, that's beside the point. She's not in yet, so I get to wait. So, yeah, so you might want to get a generator, and you might want to get a portable TV, and you might want to get whatever you need to ride this out. If you need to bug out, always have a backpack ready, only the gear you need. I highly recommend it, you know, so. And then you just want to look around, check eBay if you wish, you know, and just look around. And then you just look around and see what you want to buy and go from there, you know. And then once you get what you need, you're good to go. You know. And then you just go down the list and for what you need. And then from there, you just choose what you need. I personally think, it works. And then choose what you want. Or check Amazon. I gotta check Amazon for something anyways, because I can't remember. Let's see, is that the one I was looking for? Mm-hmm. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Nope. Yep. Right there. You have to pull it up. They have it. No. Nope. Oh well. Can't have everything. Just make sure you do everything by the book, and get your gear. Have a bug out plan. Make sure you have a complete plan if things go sour. But make sure in the meantime, if you're stuck indoors, the plan for the worst. Like I said, powder milk comes in handy if you're stuck indoors. You don't even have to leave your house. Bread maker comes in handy to make bread. I mean, literally, people say you need to be self-sufficient. Well, self-sufficient means if you can spend 6 months in your apartment, you can spend 6 months in a log cabin out in the middle of nowhere and you're still surviving. So you got to ask yourself a couple things. How bad is the pandemic going to get fall, winter? Or do you need to prepare by getting a generator? Do you need to have food prepared? This is worse than Y2K. This is something where you have to stay in as much as possible. This is where you got to start taking up hobbies. Another thing that you might want to look into and learn is a basic sewing machine. That's right. Keep a sewing machine on hand. If you can use a sewing machine, and get a basic sewing machine and learn how to sew, you know, and look around. You might want to get a Singer or Brother sewing machine. Those things will be good for you. You know, that might just be what you need. Take up sewing if you have to, because it might be good to make your own clothes if it gets bad enough. So make clothes. But also remember, if you're going to buy something like a sewing machine, that you want to make sure that you buy a sewing machine that that you buy it in a price range you can afford. Don't buy anything you can't afford in this pandemic. If you know you just need a basic sewing machine, you get a basic sewing machine. Don't spend extra money you don't have to. Bread maker, they're affordable too. Buy one of those, you can make your own bread. You know, always carry a emergency percolator just in case camping coffee pot. You can make coffee pot in the stove. Another emergency you always want to carry is a flashlight or two flashlights or a battery lantern that takes batteries or rechargeable. That'll help you out immensely in your house. There is a power outage. Another thing is Always have a backup phone. For example, have one that's got built-in Wi-Fi connection in case you need the internet. This one does. So this one can be used as a Wi-Fi device in case you need internet as a backup. Another thing is like I said, always keep everything prepared just in case. Now, you know you got a bug out. Only take the essentials. Take a basic knife, unless you got a bigger one. Take what you need, and you go. As a backup. But, you know, the thing is also plan carefully. Make a plan with your family and stick with the plan. These are trying times, so you want to be prepared. Your main key ingredients is also water purification for water in case there's something wrong with the well water or your tap water. As long as the water keeps flowing and the city's pumps are still working, you should do it. The city doesn't have to provide pumps. Now, if everyone got sick, you're on your own, so you might want to carry several pallets or at least several cases of water so you have water on hand. You know, and do it that way, you know. I mean, we are going into you know, keep a first aid kit too. You might need one of those because, you know, it is going to be hard. And when it does happen, you need to prepare. Make sure, like I said, you stay within your budget and don't overspend. You know, you can get a basic one-burner camp stove that can work with you. Now, if you got a car, you can get a two-burner and just throw it in the back. Keep it there in case you need it, or, you know, just in case. Have your gear put in your car just in case you need to bug out. Anyway, look at it. Make sure you have enough gear, too. Another thing I highly recommend if you have the gear, and one of you is carrying one backpack of the camping gear and the foods. The other one should always carry a box of flies and a fly rod or two. I highly recommend a fly rod or two, at least 5 weight for trout fishing. 6 weights preferred. So 5, by the way, 5 weight, 8.5 foot. This would be good for streams. Now, if you know you're going to be bugging out to the mountains, you might want to get a 4 weight. This is a 6 weight. Always make sure you have a tube, hard enough tube. Cloth tubes preferred, but cloth can have problems. This is metal, so as long as you know your rod's protected, I highly recommend paying the money and getting something like this in a tube. Hard tube's good, as long as you know the cloth can't break easily. That's a 6 weight. This is a traditional 4 weight for streams. This is your all-around trout rod for streams, 4 weights, 5 weights, and 6 weights. 6 weights for lakes. You don't need to go 1 to 3 weights unless you really want tiny trout to eat, and usually you just got to release them. So 4 weight minimum, 6 weight. Now if you're on the beach, you need an 8 weight. Then you get an 8 weight if you're going for fish. But always carry a bag or a couple of cases of flies too. And always have a net ready to go with you. If it's connected, take it with you. Another good thing you could use is a fly vest. Fly vest is really good if you're bugging out. Carry a flannel and a fly vest. Fly vest has all these pockets. You just throw in your knife here, your clippers there, your zinger there, your net in the back. Or put your net away, fold it up, put it in one of your backpacks, and with your fly rod and your stuff, and just go. Always designate also if you're bugging out. One set's camp up, the other one gets dinner. So another item that I highly recommend, if you're limited on money and you know what you're doing, is a black powdered pistol. If you're close range, you can probably get a bird with it. Now, if you have the tags and you pass hunting course, you can always carry with you a takedown longbow. That will help you immensely if you're bugging out. Same with a crossbow. Just have a crossbow on your shoulder, and you can use that too. Also makes a good self-defense weapon, and it works. So I highly recommend looking at longbows, short bows, and crossbows for that, for your bug out thing. Now for home defense, people say, well, what about firearms? If you're trained properly, you can use a longbow, short bow, or crossbow for home defense. It works too. As long as you get one with a dry firing where you can decock it and remove the bolt when you need to. Otherwise, just be careful. Another thing you might want to keep on hand is high-proof alcohol. I recommend at least carrying a bottle of 151 Everclear or a bottle of 151 rum, a fifth or a half gallon if possible. They will help you disinfect your wounds. 80 proof works. Another good thing with rum and Everclear is a bottle of that can make a good fire starter. So if you get little shooters, fill them up. Or if you got 151 proof rum, a fifth or a half gallon, put it in something like this. It's your booze, but you also know you can use it to drink, disinfect your wounds, and or use it as fire starter. Helps. Preparing is the most personal experience right now in this pandemic. If you know you got a bug out, make sure you have a basic sleeping bag that at least goes to 20 below. I would recommend 0 if possible. Now, if you know you have 2 people with you, get a sleeping bag set that can zip into 2, so you have dual sleeping bags and you can keep yourself warm at all times. That works. Just make sure you have everything you need. Another thing that's really good is if you're bugging out and you have more than 2 people and one person's carrying most of the gear, the other person should carry a light backpack with a bubble on the back if you have a buddy. Make sure your little boom boom goes with you, and make sure you protect your little boom boom because you don't want to let him die in a cage because you have to bug out. So that's something I highly recommend. Do not let your pets die because you're scared. So yeah, but if you can't bug out, your best course of action until help arrives or help, like we live on an island, so if the ferry stopped, the main thing would be power and water and food. That means as long as you got a portable generator to recharge your TV and your radio, you should be fine until help arrives. Make sure you always have enough gear too. Toilet paper towels, everything. Now, if you know that that your power is out and your generator can do so much, limit what you need to charge. That's right, limit what you need to charge. And if you do keep a generator, make sure you know where you keep your generator and make sure you keep your gas. And always make sure, perfectly to run things, And run your generator in a non-enclosed area, outside preferably. You don't want fumes. That's something you got to be careful too. Now, if your neighbors know you have a generator, you live in an apartment, make sure to keep an eye on your generator all the time because when you hear no motor, someone stole it. So always prepare to have it, Generators should come in handy if you have a balcony. You can use it because if you have a balcony in your apartment, you can put it out there, run it. If you have air tanks, it works. If you don't have air tanks, well, you better make sure you have a couple cases of air tanks because when you go bye-bye, that's it. So make sure to prepare for that too. You always prepare for your medical needs. Over-the-counter medicine will work, or alcohol. If you're in pain, you can always drink alcohol first, wait a few hours, and then if that doesn't work, keep ibuprofen, ketoprofen, naproxen, and Tylenol on hand in case you need it. Also, keep your medicine stocked and up to date so you have extra medicine in case antacids, other things that you might need too. Because, like I said, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, literally, always assume that if something happens in this pandemic or plague, that power might go out. So you have to make sure you have plenty of backup. That's one of the things. And make sure you have a water purification, because if the pumps aren't working, pumps might not pump your water, and you might be stuck with tainted or poisoned water. So you might want to make sure to filter it out, and also carry extra water bottles on hand. So stockpile water if you can. And make sure you have water on hand as well. Now, if you don't like drinking water, you can always buy those little water flavor packs to put in your water. Personally, the other thing is, with a camp stove, at least you can take a sponge bath once in a while, and do what you have to survive. Because, frankly, you must be a survivor. Now, if you're stuck indoors, the virus will hit pretty bad, and it might stagnate the air because of it, so you might want to hold down like submarine. And then that means another key answer of survival is grocery stores. Thank you. Grocery stores might be sold out. You can't get to a grocery store, and that is why this is for eggs for tomorrow. So, eggs tomorrow. And so,
it's raining out there.
I believe it.
What time is it? 3:21.
3:21.
Let's call Cedar Mills. Sounds good.
Another thing you might want to do, like I said, is do that. You might want to take it up. So also, if you are going to be taking up, say, sewing, you might want to get a few books to learn how to sew. Or if you know someone that can guide you, let them guide you to sewing, because it might come in handy for everyday usage. So, you just want to get your books that that can provide you with some type of extra help with a trade, even though it might not be a trade to you. You might want a book for, say, fly fishing to make sure you can catch trout. Or if you don't have a fly rod, go with a basic fishing rod, get some lures, and try to nail lunker.
Hey, a little bit of advice, not to be rude or anything, just not being rude. I'm just trying to give you advice on your videos. Try to keep them like 10 minutes each, time yourself, and then end one part, go to another part, make 10-minute parts. Therefore, people could watch it, watch certain areas of it. That's a suggestion. That's what I would do.
Well, I made this video a little longer than I should, but we're talking about preparing for the second wave, which is longer because people need to know what to prep for. I'm not going to make 10-minute sections because it takes too long, because then I got to go and upload each and every section. Now, 15 minutes or less is good. I did one at 17 minutes, which I'm proud of. A couple of them were less than 6 minutes. I'm proud of that too. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you all. So if you're going to stockpile, remember, stay in your budget. Cash is going to be harder and harder to get a hold of, or people are going to stop carrying cash. So you might want to make sure you carry other things than cash. You might want to make sure you have access to the bank or a debit card. Now, if the ATM's down, you're screwed. So there you have it. And only buy what you need. Plain and simple. Otherwise, you're good to go. So, anyways, if you have any suggestions for videos, let me know. So, please, 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 and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Hit the like, subscribe button. It's wholesome funny for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs. Hit the bell notification. It's new content every day. Thank you all for watching, and God bless you in everything you do. Thank you. Good night.